tonight at Madison Square Garden. Cavs-Knicks, 7:30 tonight on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app, where you can listen anytime. Oh, and it's free, too. Did I mention it's free? It won't cost you one thin gilder. Alan, what happened to Bill's Do Better segment? Well, that's kind of as needed, right?
Yeah,
right. That's
everybody's doing better, so I don't think you need it.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz, faux shiz.
Mm-hmm. But it's always there in our back pockets.
Yeah. You want to do one?
Do I want to do one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, doesn't it require you to...
I always think people can do better.
Yeah, okay.
We could do better,
Do better with Bill Squire.
All right.
You know, when you're speaking extemporaneously on radio shows and television shows, there's moments when you use words you didn't necessarily want to use. Now, there's a difference between what Chris Broussard did and what I did. But in any case, I still hold myself to a high standard, and I know I need to do better.
Yeah, you kind of slurred over Six Flags.
Yeah.
When we were talking about the merger with Cedar Fair and Six Flags.
If Alan was allowed me to drink coffee during the show, I would be burying my face into my mug right now.
Uh-huh.
If I allowed you to drink coffee?
I thought you gave me a coffee ban.
Well, I prefer you to not be,
Vibrating. Yeah.
Vibrating during, you're already jacked up during the show, usually. You know, but you do you. You do you. If you want,
You mean I can have coffee?
Yeah, but coffee during, let me do this quickly.
we could do better,
There you go. There you go.
Do better with Bill Squire.
Oh, there you go. Words of wisdom.
Little,
Hadn't even planned on that.
sometimes doing better starts with you. And in this case, me.
So you're saying you don't want the
Oh,
Rainbow Mafia
yeah.
on
Faux shiz, faux shiz.
The Rainbow Mafia.
you? The Rainbow Mafia.
I don't. Why would I?
Wouldn't coffee during the show like keep you up late? I mean, caffeine lasts a long time.
When I used to drink coffee at work, it didn't used to last a long time. I would crash before I would come here.
No, but that's in the morning.
So what would be the difference?
So wait, you would drink something that you know would make you crash before you came here?
I needed the energy. So when I would...
Yeah, but you need the energy for this too.
But
My question is,
coffee.
right? But my question is, wouldn't that then keep you up into the wee hours?
it was almost, I guess it was some sort of an addiction because I would start my mornings. This was before I was working from home. At my morning job, I had to have coffee. Like I did. I would be so groggy and there would be nothing. I would feel like I was...
That's probably a vicious cycle. There's a lot of people like that.
I couldn't wake myself
Don't
up.
talk to me before I have my coffee.
Yeah. So I would have coffee, and by the time I would get here, I would crash. So but by that time I was already up. Like I was having a caffeine crash, but I was having the Poundcake boost. So I didn't really affect me that much, but I could feel the difference.
It's just a vicious cycle, homie.
But coffee just, I used to talk about my mom all the time.
It's not like it tastes good.
It does.
People lie about coffee tasting good.
Black coffee does not taste good.
Oh,
but
come on.
if you...
Right. But
Yeah,
that's not the coffee that tastes good. It's the
If you
creamer and
make
sugar.
it into a milkshake, yeah. I see people walking out of Starbucks. They're
It's
like,
literally-
I love Starbucks. I'm like, you have a banana split in a cup. How much coffee's in there? Like,
I love when they do those videos where it's, here's how much sugar's in a Starbucks like pumpkin spice latte.
It's literally a bowl.
And it is so much. You can have like 12 donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I just have coffee and I add cream to it. Ain't nothing fancy about it.
I don't mind maybe like an espresso after dinner or something. Like if I'm out to dinner and there's espresso on the menu.
Well, that's real strong.
No, I know, but I like it.
That's almost like you're drunk. I don't want to be that pumped up. I don't need that much energy. I can't think. I was having some issues one time where I couldn't get it up, and I tried caffeine, and boy, did that help. Well, I had to poop first, then I was ready to go.
So maybe it was that.
So you pooped and then hard as a rock.
Well,
That's a big load.
I was still hard as I was pooping, so.
Bro.
He had a poop boner. That happens.
Yeah.
So it didn't go away. I just had to take care of one thing first before I took care of the other.
Yeah, but I mean, it was probably more likely that there was some pressure down there that was prohibiting you from getting it up, and then you pooped and you were fine.
No, there's just sometimes like I don't
You're
know.
a young man. What's happening?
I don't know. Sometimes I just like
What is that? What are we supposed to infer what that noise translates into?
my D says no. Just
Really?
I don't know today. Is that all the time?
What, Grandma?
Boner.
What?
Boner.
What?
Boner.
Oh, I miss you. Well, again, you're a young man. I don't think that should be an issue.
It's mainly when I'm. This is TMI, but it's a TMI show. Mainly when I'm topping. So that's all. Anything else, I'm good.
Well, then you definitely need some coffee for that. You know
I
who
think
can
that
help
means
you
you're not
out?
a top.
Help you out with the coffee, right? Is late Paul Stanley, of course. Not late, but they were just here. The great Paul Stanley.
Go for it all. Vulture stirs inside of me, and I know what I can be. Limit is the sky. Hey world, watch me fly. The best part of waking up is vultures in your love.
And that's what I get. I get Folgers.
I wonder how much they paid him because that never aired. But I wonder how much they paid him. Because Folgers paid him to do it. And then they shot it. And then Procter & Gamble, which is a company that owns Folgers, goes, yeah, we don't really want to be associated with Kiss. That might not be the way we want to go. You know, Gene Simmons talking about banging everything that moves and blood coming off the stage.
Ew.
Doesn't mean they don't drink coffee. A lot of Kiss fans drink coffee, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think those were mutually exclusive.
What's that?
Why would you not drink coffee if you're a Kiss fan? Like, did they
No, I'm
ever-
saying there's a lot of. I think the company was just like, we might not want
It was
Kiss
more
to.
conservative times,
Yeah,
too.
but also it wasn't like he had the makeup on.
No.
I mean, if you were just watching that, there's a lot of people that wouldn't know that was Paul Stanley from Kiss.
Right.
He had a puffy shirt on, like a Seinfeld pirate shirt on, and he's doing spells in the air, making himself disappear. He's not like he's singing Detroit Rock City.
Boy, do I love a jingle. I love a personalized commercial with a song. There's some just like sticking you forever.
Did you have jingles at ZIP with your name in them? Did you get a jingle package? Did the school pay for that?
What do you mean a jingle package?
A jingle package where they sweepers in between songs, sweepers with your name in them. Or they recorded them in a studio.
I made my own, yes.
You made your own. No,
Yes.
that's not what I'm talking about. They pay a company and they
No.
record. Okay.
No one's spending money on that. Absolutely not. We if anything we did, we made our own.
I did one semester of college radio and they bought a jingle package.
You know, we had production. So I was DJ director.
Wait, so how were so you didn't have sung jingles then for your name? Your IDs weren't sung.
I had my friend Taylor, who was the music director, and she was like, "You're listening to Cobra Radio." So she would do stuff like that,
no.
and I would make the production.
So it sounded like air was coming out of a tire, and that made people think of snakes.
Regardless, I made my own. We had, just like I was a DJ director, we had a music director and we had a production director. So if we wanted to personalize, sounder or sweeper, we would go to her and say, "Hey, I want this for my show," and then they would make it. Or they would, ask you what you wanted, and I would record the audio of me.
Yeah, you got to get a jingle package, baby. That's the way to do it.
Tearing up the joint. It's Alan Cox in the mix.
Need something like that.
No, I could do that myself.
The dance floor is getting hot, 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 hot.
You think you can do that yourself?
You think you can
What are
do
you,
that? You can't
Wavy
do that.
Davy B? Are you
The
kidding
dance
me?
floor is getting hot, 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 hot. Because you have Alan Cox.
Yeah, that's who you have. You have me.
Don't you remember Mr. Zub's commercial? That was a part of my production. I remember I made a jingle.
Lunchtime at Mr. Zub's.
I made a jingle for my fake restaurant as a kid, and it was all a Play-Doh.
What was it called?
It was called Burger Buddy, and I had a logo and everything. And my brother came in and threw all my dishes and all my food on the ground and threw my logo and everything. Her name was Sally almost like a Wendy. But
This is when
with
you were a
salad.
kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the logo or the jingle was at Burger Buddy, you're never alone. You always have a friend. And I still remember it to this
And
day.
you recorded that?
I didn't record it. I would.
Oh, you'd sing it.
My room
Yeah.
was the restaurant, so I would allow my brother to come into my room and order from the restaurant, and he would just destroy it every
So
time.
you had a little bit of a head for kind of performing or create. You know, a lot of kids played restaurant. I don't remember any kids coming up with jingles.
Yeah, I would come up with jingles. I thought it was so much fun. Something short, sweet, something that you will remember.
Tearing up the joint. It's Alan Cox. Live in the mix.
Got it. You know, the one semester of college radio it was a dance station. And so I wish I had my old sweepers.
Dance station, like pop music? Or-
Like house music, like club music. Yeah, dance station.
And you guys
was
had
the
like
format.
a frequency?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you
It
not
was
like-
the it was the only 24/7 dance station in the city of Chicago.
That's a lot of energy.
It was called Energy. Yeah, it was like, hey, and you had to do but all of the sweepers were like these, where now we're goofing, but that's what they were.
Oh
They
my
were like
God.
Alan Cox. It was beep, 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 blah, 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 you know. Wish I had those somewhere.
Feel the power. Feel the bass. It's Alan Cox in the house.
Oh, so good. I love them.
Dance floor is getting hot. 'Cause you have Alan Cox.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, damn.
A lot of people asking if I'm playing Poop Boner on 2 hours to midnight this Saturday night. I'm not. Maybe next weekend. Somebody says, I always hate learning more about Poundcake. Why is that? It's another layer to the onion. Why would you hate learning more about anything
What I
or
find,
anybody?
I share the things that, like, if I told you all of my stories, they're too not safe for work. Like, they're not safe for air, and there's no way I can clean them up. So imagine the stories that I don't
No, I
tell
understand,
y'all.
but I mean, that's a childhood story.
Yeah, that's a childhood
That's
story. but-
charming. I mean, you know, you're in your room.
Yeah, but how we got there?
What do you mean?
We had to
Poop
go down the
boner.
poop
We had to
boner
go down
road
the
to
poop
get
boner
there.
road. Yeah. Yep.
Well, yeah, poop boner comes first.
Yeah, you had a log tickling your prostate, and then he gets up, and all of a sudden it's all good. That's what, I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, you know.
Is that a fetish for some people? Do people get off on that? Like,
Mary does. When we were talking about that yesterday,
no?
She likes financial conversations or would do it for her.
there was a poop element to it.
I don't know about that. I was some girl posted she was all pissed off because and this it maybe not happens to this extent, but it does happen, where something like this transpires at the last minute. This girl posted how angry she was because she was so excited to see Lauryn Hill. Right? Lauryn Hill was with the Fugees.
Yeah.
And then she didn't tour rather for a long time and set a handful of dates. And so it was a big deal. She was going back out. And this girl posted that she drove a rental car for almost 5 hours to get to Fort Worth, Texas for a Lauryn Hill concert that she had tickets for. She rented an Airbnb. She had to arrange and pay for childcare. She took off work and she got there. And they canceled the show an hour before the doors were going to open. She's like, I was worried she was going to show up late. They canceled the whole show. And that's one of those things.
That sucks.
It does suck. There's no way around it. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's not going to ingratiate yourself. I never understood.
What was the reason for the
No
the
clue.
cancellation?
Don't know. But Lauryn Hill also has a reputation for that kind of stuff. Back in the day, you know, she'd walk out 3 hours late and play 45 minutes or go on 2 hours late because she wouldn't come out of her dressing room. I'm like, dude, I mean, you're a talented woman, but who back in the day, Guns N' Roses would come out super late, you know, but that crowd was just crazy drunk. But I mean, standing there for that long where you have, let's say you're on the floor, and it's just nuts to butts, and you're standing for 3 hours? Like, who waits that long for anybody?
Oh, I mean, people would wait that long for Taylor Swift if they had to. When she had those rain
But she's
concerts.
prompt.
But
She's prompt.
But when there was like a rain delay or like a bad weather delay, people had to wait. They did.
I think that's a part of her like image, though, like that diva.
I show up late,
Yeah,
but you're still.
people used to love it with Mariah Carey too. Like Mariah
Nobody
Carey.
loves standing there for 3 hours while this joker figures out if she's going to come out of her dressing room.
But the longer
Because whether you come out in 3 hours or you come out on time, you're singing the same songs. Come out, sing the songs, and let me go home. Like, I've paid to see you, and nobody's responsible for anything because the back of that ticket, every single person involved is indemnified from everything. But why would you stand there for 3 hours and hope she comes out? And then she does, and she's like, oh my God. And this was, you do this now. 20 years ago, Lauryn Hill, I could maybe see playing the diva. I mean, I wouldn't think that would be a good rep. What's the upside of that being your reputation?
Yeah, I don't get that.
you walk out 3 hours late.
And like that people would be like, this is why I love her.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
You walk
how
out
she
to a
wastes
half
my time.
Yeah, you walk out to a half-empty arena because everybody's got to go to work the next day. Oh my God! If Celine did that, would you wait? Stand there and wait?
Yeah,
You would.
yeah.
All right.
For Celine.
Would you love it? We'd be like,
Oh my God, this bitch is making me wait.
Because, by the way, somebody who is a diva like that, they're going to come out, if they come out that late, they're going to do half the show. They're not coming out to put on a full show. They didn't wait for 3 hours to do another 2.
But in my mind, I'm trying to justify like, oh, maybe they had a family member that just passed away and they just had a big panic attack backstage. Like stuff, there's something going on behind
but
the scenes.
that's never what it is. It's just they're jerks.
This is how I justify it. Like, there's something going on behind the scenes. Maybe their manager didn't give them a fair wage for this show and they're screwing them over. There's a reason behind it. I can't rationalize them being a jerk. I'm like, they're not a jerk. I gave them my money. Clearly, they love me. I need to see Celine.
Now you kind of have to tour to make money. But back in the day when she was doing that stuff, or any artist of that ilk, it's not like she was the only person who did this. Just don't tour.
And there
Just work in the studio. And back then, you could still sell albums and make money.
Lauryn Hill wrote a lot of songs for a lot of big artists, too, so she's probably still eating off of that. But
Sure, she's a talented one, but it's like you clearly don't want to do live shows.
But 3 hours, you don't know. Again, you don't know what was in her contract. Maybe they said the stadium has to be filled for 3 hours and you still get your full pay.
No one has a contract
You don't know that.
says the people. Have you ever seen, I do know that. Have you ever seen a performance contract for a band or an artist? There's nothing in there that says people have to wait for 3 hours.
You get to a certain time and it's like.
Because the
they're
promoter's
buying-
going to be like, hey, we're trying to sell tickets. 3 hours. Who's going to agree to that?
Well,
The promoter would have to agree to that. The
should've made her
booking
mad.
agent would have to agree to that. Everybody else in the chain of command would have to agree to that. And there ain't no artist that's that good.
Now,
Lauryn Hill is performing on her fumes from 20 years ago.
what if she brought out Whoopi Goldberg and performed like Sister Act? I'm like, oh my God, it was worth the wait. She's like waiting for Whoopi to get here.
Was she in Sister Act?
Yeah, Lauryn Hill played the.
I never saw it.
Oh my God. Then why am I explaining it to you?
Because I don't know.
She was
You're giving me some information I don't know.
Never seen it.
She was in Sister Act 2. And
Okay.
She was the main character.
Whoopi Goldberg was.
The main student.
I see.
Whoopi Goldberg was a student? I thought she was a nun.
Whoopi Goldberg was the nun. Lauryn Hill was the student. Who was troubled. She just wants to sing. Her mom won't support her. Singing does not put food on the table.
How did
Singing
they get
does
to
not pay the
Maine?
bills. How did they get to what?
To Maine. Like, why does it take place in Maine?
It doesn't take place in Maine.
You said she's the main student.
Oh my gosh, I hate you. I hate you. It's almost time to end the show. I hate you.
Yeah.
Bring back canceling Bill. Hashtag cancel Bill.
Is that when they were trying?
Get them K's.
We
Not letting it
could
go.
do better.
Do better with Bill Squire. Squire.
Is that when they were trying to make Lauryn Hill like an actress or something? Were they trying to launch her film career? Is that what that was?
She was just good for that movie. That was the only
They
movie
needed
I
someone
know
that could
she,
sing, right?
They needed someone that could sing.
I see.
But that was the only movie I think she acted